He's a world-renowned singer, songwriter and musician, known as the voice of South Africa. For more than 20 years, Vusi Mahlasela has been celebrated globally for his distinct and powerful vocals, along with his universal messages of freedom and human kindness.
We have to distribute, redistribution, morals, knowledge and skills. Every day is kindness, love, forgiveness, reconciliation. So everything that about us that makes us human.
He's travelled the world and graced stages with other international stars. But Vusi Mahlasela is a humble icon, still living in the township where he was raised. His roots are reflected in his songs, many written during the fight against apartheid.
So there was a fierce activism on these streets, a fierce anti-apartheid fight taking place literally here.
Yeah, very much so.
This week on CNN's African Voices, we're on and off the stage with Vusi Mahlasela, celebrating a lifetime of achievement. In his home studio in Mamelodi Township, Vusi Mahlasela practices with his band for an upcoming concert. Just outside Pretoria, Mamelodi is one of the oldest townships. The name means mother of melodies, fitting for a man of song.
So what is it about Mamelodi that really sings to you?
Well, you see, when I grew up, at home, there was quite a lot of music because my grandmother owned a shebeen.
A tavern, a speakeasy.
A speakeasy, what they called it, of course. And also I saw this man singing the a cappella range form of music, which is called mbube. And that's where I became in love, with music. And then,
here on the streets of Mamelodi in your granny's shebeen.
And the granny's shebeen. And of course, Mamelodi, it's a place where, people check each other very much. You don't die of loneliness here. That's what I like, with this place.
There's always somebody looking over one of these walls and talking to you and keeping an eye on when you're coming and going. Yeah, it's township life, isn't it?
It's township life, that kind of spirit. It's like really, on, and then we're living it, all the time.
Still, even though you've done so well, you traveled all over the world, many people would have said, oh, you can buy a fancy house in the suburbs, but you've stuck to your roots.
Well, it's actually at the end anybody's choice, whoever wants to live anywhere, whatever, it's okay. But I still have some very strong connections with this place. Quite a lot of inspirations, and also some of the songs that I wrote, I penned them here in Mamelodi.
Today, Vusi Mahlasela's When You Come Back is a South African anthem. The song celebrates the return of those who escaped apartheid, those living in exile. He says he also wrote it for those arrested, like Nelson Mandela. They were hopeful lyrics. Vusi wrote the song years before the country's democratic change.
Yes, Tata Madiba, thanks that the people have said yes to your call.
In 1994, Vusi was asked to perform at Mandela's inauguration. He later became an ambassador to the 46664 Foundation, named after Mandela's prison number and dedicated to raising awareness about HIV and AIDS. Many of the global tours throughout his career have been benefit concerts, performing with international artists like Sting, Paul Simon, Josh Groban, Angelique Kidjo and Dave Matthews. But for Vusi, it all started here.
This place is a deep resonance for you because not only did you grow up here, but you grew up here during apartheid, some of the most toughest times in this country's history.
Very much so. Yeah, I grew up during the time of apartheid, and of course, when I grew up, I didn't know that there was like injustices or whatever, until 1976 came, and I was 11 years old at that time, and that's when my first political education started. Mamelodi had, during the time of apartheid, a lot of youths were very much militant, and during that time of apartheid also, the government or so, let me say the police, they were like really saying, Mamelodi is giving us problem, just like
these streets were burning in a way.
Yeah, because the youth were quite very much militant, and I think 80% of the youth who left the country as well, some came from Mamelodi.
So there was a fierce activism on these streets, a fierce anti-apartheid fight taking place literally here.
Yeah, very much so.
So, but when it comes to Mamelodi, just for someone, I don't live here, but for you, when you've come from touring in the States, you drive through, what is it? Is it a smell? Is it a light? What is it that just makes it feel like family to you?
There is that great feeling, you know, all the time when I come here that, you know, I just like really, it resonates and feels with me. I'm home. Well, I can be anywhere, whatever, you just have to make it, you know, home. Everywhere, every place where you go, you know, it has to be more like home. But this one feels really special. And I feel, you know, rooted and connected to this place. I love it, you know. And yeah, and then also people here, of course, I mean, know me, and they love also what I do. And hey, Baba.
There we go. That's the point.
Yeah, that's my neighbor. Yeah.
So do people? I mean, you're an international star. You inspire people with your music around the world. Do these people treat you like you're a rock star?
Well, I don't see myself as a star. I think I'm a firefly. I believe there is a spirit that enables me to do what I do. I don't know the name of that spirit, but I'm thanking it every day. And with Vusi Mahlasela's music or songs, through the subject matter, I think I sing or talk about things that really appeals, you know, to many people that are quite a lot of dearly to us. It is sort of like really embracing, you know, that concept of Ubuntu, which is not just a one Ubuntu, which is just a one-hit thing that people say that.
Ubuntu is basically I am me because of you. That's the sort of.
It is more than that. It is more than that. It is a gift, you know, from the bona fide of time, and this is a concept, of course, that you know, even Westerners have to learn more about it and understand it to the fullest and live it, you know. So it is more than you are because of I am, but it is about everyday's kindness. It is about helpfulness. It's about love, empathy, sympathy, forgiveness, reconciliation, and redistribution of morals, knowledge, and skills.
Passionate about spreading the traditional African philosophy of Ubuntu, Vusi Mahlasela is also keen to benefit from modern ways of sharing his music.
Your record company might not be too happy.
It's a phase that they need to sort of like really live with it.